Pokemon just teamed up with McDonald's for a massive 30th anniversary celebration. And at the exact same time, people are asking a very uncomfortable question. Are Pokemon cards losing value? On one hand, demand looks stronger than ever, mainstream collabs, new fans, constant release. On the other hand, prices are cooling, resale hype is slowing down, and collectors are starting to notice because Pokemon has been here before. Explosive hype, a correction, and then a reset that separates real from pure speculation.
Are you ready to take?
All right, so here's the bigger picture. The McDonald's 30th anniversary collaboration isn't aimed at investors, it's aimed at reach, casual fans. It's about keeping Pokemon everywhere, not making every card rare. At the same time, the Pokemon trading card game market is clearly in a different phase than it was a few years ago. Prices were driven by lockdown hype and speculations are settling. While truly rare and nostalgia cards are holding their ground, that doesn't automatically mean Pokemon cards are crashing. It could mean the market is normalizing. So let's put this towards you. Jump into the comments. Do you think Pokemon cards are actually crashing in value, or are we just watching the hobby reset back to collectors instead of flippers? Type crash or resets in the comments below.
Is the TCG market crashing? I would say yes, but the market is course correcting and cooling off. Across collectors and investors, there's a lot of talks about prices dropping and demand weakening, but reputable analysts suggest this is more of a correction phase than a full collapse. Evidence of the price declines are a market downturn. Sealed products and booster boxes and ETBs that once sold out instantly are now lingering on shelves and secondary markets. Some recent sets are selling at discounts below peak resale levels. Booster boxes dropping substantially on the marketplace. Singles and chase cards. Many recently hyped singles and chase card rare cards that normally spike right after release have been selling below their week release peaks, and some downright notable 20 to 40% from those highs. Even popular individual cards have slimmed down from inflated values, especially raw ungraded cards. The graded card prices are dropping, especially modern popular ones have seen rapid price declines in late 25. This is notable because grading often stabilizes value. Here signals broader market sentiment cooling. What is the cause of the downturn? Well, key factors is overproduction by the Pokemon Company. Aggressive printing and distribution of modern sets has flooded the market with supply, reducing scarcity and secondary market premiums. I just want to put out here real quick, that is not done by accident. That was done intentional. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company said that they were doing this because too many fans were complaining to them with the scalpers, the bots, and everything eating up all their product, that they wanted to make sure everyone can enjoy this. Too many card chase variants, frequent releases with numerous rarities dilute collector focus, making it harder for any one card to hold value long term. Speculation and investor fatigue. Many buyers over the past few years were speculators, aka flippers, betting on perpetual price increases. As prices stagnate or decline, these players are selling out, adding downward pressure. Is it really a crash? I'm going to say yes, it is the start of it. Market correction is a little bit more accurate, but several market analysts argue that we're seeing is just a cooling down. Crash signals, cards, and products just bottle out. Recent sealed product releases that no longer sell at premium prices. Some modern signals that spiked, correcting sharply. I'm going to say this. Let me get the bottom line first. The TCG market is collapsing. It's not going as fast as some would say, but it's happening. It's undergoing a significant correction after years of speculative growth. Prices for many modern cards, especially singles and sealed boxes, have declined substantially over the peaks. But I'm gonna give it to you like this. Recently, I was able to walk into a few stores and there was product on the shelves. Scalpers, resellers, whether it be TikTok, eBay, or whoever, are selling lots of product next to their MSRP pricing. I believe this whole not a collapse is just trying to not have everyone scared out, because there are some people who have put real life savings and are buying up and hoarding this shit to take a $5 booster pack and sell it for $20. Whereas I've seen recently, whether it be Phantasmal Flame or 151, selling for $7.50 or $10. You can call it what you want. it's crashing, and it should. There's no way in hell you buy a product at 60 and you try to resell it for 300 just because it's in demand. And I understand capitalism, first come first serve, but I'm gonna say this too. This is also a children's hobby. It's cardboard. You have kids who can't get in and enjoy this because of these grown ass adults getting in on this shit. I had to watch my son be disappointed where a guy's buying up 5 things just because, oh yeah, I'm gonna reflip this. Why? It is a crash. It's coming. I've watched many analysts talk and predict this. Nintendo said they were gonna not crash the market, but they were gonna flood it with as much as they could so everyone can come and enjoy their hobby. Trace, what are your sentiments on it?
I guess, yeah, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. I don't think it's a crash. I think this is the normal cycle of Pokemon cards. I know the Jake Pauls and whatever his brother name made the
Ugh.
market inflate at a period of time because, like I said, you can find a TikTok girl dressing up as Demon Slayer to where 10 years ago you was a nerd for watching animes. Pokemon kind of saw a thing like that, and it did not correct itself after that. Now, I will come on this platform and be responsible. I did sell Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards at one point of time. It was, like a year and a half ago. The intent was to, make YouTube videos of just, being one of those people that opens a bunch of packs and see what you get. And then whatever I didn't like, I would sell the rest, to try to
Part of
recoup.
the problem.
That's not part of the problem. That's just selling stuff that I didn't want, and I sold on TCG Player. But you do not make even would do that even while doing that because I was buying cases. I was pre-ordering cases and trying to sell the bulk and all that. You do not make your money back. You do not make enough money to sustain it without like having something that fills the gap like YouTube. That's why the intent was to make a YouTube channel, but I used to be self-conscious a lot more and I didn't want to do it alone and I didn't like my voice and blah 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 blah. A whole bunch of stuff where I didn't ever do it. It was not profitable. It was not profitable then, especially me. And I was milling out 50 orders a day. But when you selling a card for pennies and then you got to pay for shipping really made it unprofitable because USPS was increasing its prices to ship cards, and then you always got the bad apples that saying, oh, I never got the card, knowing they damn well did. And TCG Player, like if you're selling on their platform, they really don't have no protections in place. They default to the buyer. So if the buyers say they didn't get it, knowing damn well they did, the tracking number says they did, they refund their money without no guards. And that's why TCG Player has saw a lot of sellers just say, fuck it, we're not doing it anymore and stop selling. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But I've been in the throes of a card having high value, losing value, or having a card that started off with low value, jump surprisingly up. And that's both for Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Pokemon cards. So I've been in the throes of it. I will say, yes, I think it's a correction because it was always inflated. The numbers were always inflated for such a long period of time. And now that Pokemon and everybody is they're trying to take the reseller out the game, but don't ever misconstrue. They're trying to get the money from you up front and take out the resale game. So that's really all it is. The same thing about Jordans and Jordans. They don't want the reseller making all this money while they make this little bit of money. No, let's flood the market so we can sell to everybody to make the profit and take out the reseller profit. So don't ever think they're doing anything in your favor as a consumer. Let's not paint that unrealistic ass picture because Nintendo and Pokemon are some of the grimiest, schemiest, dirtiest mofos in the game. And Pokemon has been nasty for a long time, and that's with intent. So I'm never gonna get on this platform and defend anything that Pokemon or Nintendo does. The market is cooling for X, Y, and Z reasons. Like I told my cousin offline, there are different variations of Pokemon series that run in a year. Some are hotter than others. Like 151 was a hot one for a long time, but you know what? 151 had, months later, I think year later, they had a reprint. They reprinted the series again, and that's what drove down the value of 151 cards to begin with. If you know, you know. You was there because I was there. Costco had 151 just sitting on the shelves. Anybody could go buy it. That brought down the value. When they reprint these cards again after just a year, it brings down the value. So that's another thing that kills Pokemon value and Yu-Gi-Oh value. But Yu-Gi-Oh really don't do no reprints like that. Yeah, so it's so many factors that go in these cards. It's more than just the surface level of saying, oh, Pokemon cards are resetting, oh, they're crashing. The Nintendo and Pokemon are really trying to position how they can capture all of the profits and take out the resale game as much as possible. Because why? Times are getting hard. They trying to get as much profit as they can up front instead of somebody, Joe and Mo, making $800 profit on a fucking Uberon. Okay. I say all that to say I just think it's a cooling period. You know, a lot of people are getting more selective of what they spend their money on. So the series that probably a year ago people will buy ain't buying because they watching their pocketbooks more than ever. And more than ever, people are not buying the, booster packs or, cases. They're just buying straight up the card that they want nowadays. They're not buying all that junk in the bulk and all the other shit because why? They don't want to waste their money buying all this inflated ass product. Just give me the card I want. I think they released like 300, 350, 250 cards per series. That's a lot of bullshit. So if you only want 2 cards out of the whole series, why buy a booster box? Honestly, when you can just buy the card. And at that point, math start mathing, and the consumer is really just gonna go for what's best for them. But and my cousin said this is a child's like activity. No, it is not. Cards have been around since the 90s, so people from the 90s still collect cards. It's not a child's game, and it's not priced as a child's game, and it will never be priced at a child's game. So this is not for children. I disagree with him on that too. This is for grown ass adults because even I have a card collection still to this day, even without buying cases anymore or selling. I still have a card collection for both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh because why? I don't want to make the same mistake I did when younger when I didn't keep my cards in good condition, or I let somebody walk off, or I forgot about them. The cards I get today, maybe they will be kept. They're going to get graded and they're going to be in the vault for a long fucking time. And, not saying I'll ever end up selling them, but that's just how I'm thinking now because, I did used to have some of these cards when I was younger. Now that I'm older, I want them back for X, Y, and Z reasons, for nostalgia. So I say all to say, listen, ups, downs, sideways, Pokemon cards will be okay. You're never going to get a first edition Charizard for an affordable price, even if it's fucked up. Charizard for first editions or anything first edition Pokemon is gonna hold its value. Now, the little random cards, the little random hollows, yeah, that probably, ain't worth nothing. But, that's everyday life. But let me know in the comments below how you feel about Pokemon today. Do you think it's crashing like my cousin? Do you think this is just the relative reset that it should have always been had since the Jake Paul inflation happened with cards and Pokemon cards? Let us know down in the comments down below.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, are you not entertained?